So I'm hoping that I can make a short video on how my astral travel went last night. First of all, a lot of you who have been following me know that I am petitioning for a celestial divorce. Those who aren't deeply into, the astral plane or travel like that, I get it. It sounds weird. But sometimes you have soul ties that end up connecting you to people that you should no longer be connected to. Case in point, me. I have soul ties. I am in a marriage to someone who is wonderful to me. I've been married for almost 16 years now. And I have these connections that keep coming up in my life that let me know that these people are soul ties. Last night, after I finished, doing all my Latin and things like that in order to, finish the separation ceremony, on the astral plane, there I was laying on my bed, my body was. And I looked beside me and there was a key laying beside me on the bed. So I spiritually walked out of my body, grabbed the key, unlocked the doors to this castle. When I opened the doors to the castle was opulent with golden walls and beautiful. It's a castle that was familiar to me because someone who was my soul bond used to take me there all the time on the astral plane. When I went in there, the castle was empty. He'd moved out all of his stuff. Whatever I'm doing to make it work, to make this right, it's working. Never take for granted what's happening to you on the astral plane. Don't think that that sensation, that pull you feel when you're coming out of your body at night, when it sometimes feel like you have what people call sleep paralysis. That's you locked between two planes of existence, trying to figure out if you're going to walk in the spirit or the flesh. Those of you who haven't been watching a lot of Paul Santisi or doing any of his meditations, I recommend that you do so. I've been doing Paul Santisi's meditations for about 14 years now. Yeah, about 14 years now. And seriously, it's so weird how people come into your life. I always sing the song Reason, Season, Lifetime, and Three. Tell me, darling, what you're we. A young lady named Tiffany came in my life simply to tell me the name Paul Santisi. And Paul Santisi has changed my life. My astral travel last night took me to that castle where I opened the key and opened the door and it was empty. And I fell to my knees and I cried. After that astral travel, because I love the water so much, I decided to take myself on a nice little, I guess you'd say, astral vacation, if you will, on the plane, and go take a swim. I went and swam in a beautiful ocean and washed myself of all the dreams and aspirations I had for that relationship on the astral plane. It hurt so much. Hey, everybody. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, everyone. The reason why, if you're an astral traveler and you see me on the astral plane, you know I either go by Gigi, Alice, the baby, Mata, Pickle. Some of us have probably had relationships. Some of us have probably had extraordinarily intimate relationships. That's starting to interfere with the way I actually react in the real world. Making love on the astral plane is completely different from anything you'll ever experience here, ever. A lot of people's like, oh, that's demonic possession, that's whatever, whatever. It's not. It's the fact that you have soul contracts with so many different people from past lives. And some of them you didn't find again in this life. And sometimes you did find them again in this life, but you found them too late. And you already were with another. My husband is not a traveler. He does not travel. Thank you. My husband is not a traveler, so he does not travel. Some people, a traveler is someone who's on the astral plane, and so my husband isn't on the does has he doesn't even dream. Before we got married 16 years ago, he used to have dreams. After we got married, um, hey, is it Blair? Hi, Blair W123. Shout out to you. I'm reading as I go. But after my husband and I, after we got married, he stopped having dreams completely. He couldn't dream anymore, and he was wondering why. And that's because as with our union, he kind of gave his dreams to me. There's so many weird stories I can tell you about stuff that's happening on the astral plane, of me traveling and coming back to my room to be filled with shadows, only for my husband to like sit straight up in the room, emit some type of blue light, and then lay back down and not realize what the hell he did, like David Tenney. Hey, not Ava. I don't know who not Ava is, but thank you, Ava. I'll shout you out too. But yeah, so it's been weird. Even my mentor, the person who taught me to be the best that I am now, and I'm looking for a better mentor who travels on the astral realm a lot, enough to be able to meet me in places. My mentor, when he felt like I betrayed him by becoming angry when he could no longer be my mentor taught me something that I didn't even know you could do on the astral plane. He entered my house. He entered my dreaming. He snatched my soul out of my body. And he used one of my biggest fears against me. He said, "You remember how you told me about how you feared disembodiment? How you feared that when you travel sometimes you may never back it back to your body." And he held me outside my body for so long that I thought I was going to die. When I made it back to my room after drowning in astral sweat, fighting to get back, trying to scream for my husband, um, my I made it back and I was sweating. And I looked up, and in a blue flash of light, there was this man standing there, and I said his name, his real name. There's power in a name. I'm so sorry. Our RIP to your mom, Dylan, and maybe you see her on the astral plane. Um, don't drink, don't do drugs. I could always say that, but I used to be someone who did a lot of drugs and did a lot of drinking. I have what they call in this reality, dissociative identity disorder, or what used to be called multiple personality disorder. I don't see it as a disability, I see it as a strength. The reason why I developed these characteristics are some of my past life stuff. And also, when I was an infant, if you guys hear chirping in the background, that's my bird Abba. My mother shot me in the chin up here. I was 3, toddler, and the bullet came out over here. By the time I was 8 months old, I was already being severely abused by my father. So but in those, when you're that young and those things are happening, you don't have a chance to form a personality. So I had multiple. And that's what made it so easy for me to get into all these, as Jada would say, entanglements. When I first married my husband, nobody would believe me. But when I married my husband, I was engaged to 4 of the men in 4 different simultaneous relationships and didn't know it. People always wondered how could so many crazy things happen to one person? Well, within me, it's never been one person. All these crazy things aren't happening to Sabrina alone, or Gigi alone, or Alice alone. They're happening to us all as individuals. Yeah. Yeah, essay. So do you get a lot of out of body experiences, Dylan? Have you ever felt like you've been felt that tug of pulling out of your body? A lot of times, astral travel starts as us being children trying to get away from abuse. So it's a gift. Thank you. I think it's a very good gift for children because of our great imagination, because of how unlimited we are in our potential. That when we're being abused, we want to be anywhere else. And that's what gives us an easier connection to the astral plane. You believe more in magic when you're a child. You believe that someone is coming to save you. In the end, somebody is. You are. You go back in time every single time and save yourself. I love you. I have to, and when I say I love you, I'm not saying that it's somebody who doesn't. I love you. I've probably made love to a lot of you on the astral plane. I'm a friendly girl. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with me. I'm Faye. Most people, and we'll talk more about a lot of that stuff later, Fae, gods, demigods, all the weird stuff that goes on beneath this planet, right in front of our eyes. And a lot of you see it. You just don't want to. I gotta go. I gotta finish. I gotta finish this Latin because I have to. I have to repeat the spiritual divorce 3 times. Tomorrow's a new moon, and I knew I was doing it at perfect timing. I started it yesterday. Some people heard the Latin. I have to do it again today, and then tomorrow, I do it again. That's the new moon crest on this eve, and I should be a divorced deity. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll keep you updated as we go, and I think I enjoyed my first live. Ita, Aseo.